All right, welcome to Module 1. This is going to be a brief overview of Claywell. So all of the Claywell readings that you have for Module 1. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay, so as you see, we have the learning objectives. So recognize the value of your past experiences, describe how to prepare for a successful transition, compare and contrast the different roles of an LPN and RN through your Blackboard discussion forum, and then know the difference between the role of a registered nurse and the roles of other members of the healthcare team, and describe the framework of nursing practice. All right, so we know that the first chapter of Claywell is honoring your past and planning your future. So what makes you a successful and professional LPN? So let's think back, let's reflect, and try to answer that question in the back of your mind, right? And then examine your gifts and barriers. So ask your friends, family members with a wide angle view of your upcoming transition, right? So to see what they say, their opinion, their support, so that way you have more insight. And then what interventions will prepare you for success in this program? So remember, in order for us to succeed, we have to make sacrifices, right? So instead of going to the movies, you guys might have to study, right? Instead of working 16-hour shifts, you might have to only work 8-hour shifts because you have to incorporate studying now. And just remember, it's a short process. So in a couple semesters, you guys will be done and you've completed your RN program. So it's amazing. So you do need that motivation. What interventions need support to ensure your success? Also think about that. And then make a list of all your gifts and barriers along with the interventions for both and submit on the first day of lab on a Word doc. So it is provided, the Word doc is provided under Module 1 with the questions for you to submit. All right, so it's assessing yourself and designing success. So as a mature learner returning to school, you had a specific learning method for your LPN program and training. Remember, so kind of like reflect back to that stage, to that phase in life when you were in LPN school, and just remember it was stressful. You had to, um, enter through different phases. You had to absorb a lot of knowledge and a lot of information and sensory overload, right? But you did it, you made it. So we have to undergo that process again. Um, so if you look at the PowerPoints in detail that I've attached to these videos, you can see that we have different theories. So we have Lewin, right? And he will tell you different theories to adopt in your life, so that way you will be successful. So make sure you look at them as well. Um, this course will assist you in using all learning methods. So we all learn differently, right? There's also the VARC assessment, right? Are you a visual learner? Do you learn by auditory, so hearing? Do you learn by touching, right? So make sure you complete those assessments as well and see how do you learn best. So avoid procrastination, right? Boredom, don't be a perfectionist. Just get it done, right? So if you work on the discussion board and you're timing yourself and you realize that 2 hours went by, that's too much time, right? Make sure you answer the questions, make sure you reread it before you submit and check for spelling and grammar, and then submit and move on to the next one. Use time management techniques and take care of your health by reducing stressors. So that's easier said than done, right? We have different stressors in life. Life's not easy, right? But we have to manage it. We have to talk to our family. We have to talk to our friends and make sure that we implement stress reducing techniques to just help us get by and succeed, and identify cognitive distortions and choose coping mechanisms that work, right? Deep breathing, relaxation, whatever you decide on doing, make sure you keep doing it. Then we have study habits and test taking skills. So just remember, some of you have been out of school for quite some time. So we got to get back in that mode of taking tests, right? And these aren't your basic, A&P test or psychology test, right? These are nursing exams. So two of those options are correct, but you have to choose the best response, right? So that's what makes nursing school difficult, right? Is those questions, that best answer that's going to save your client. So think about the success in a online and face-to-face format. It requires time commitment. It requires you to be prepared as well. So time management, calendar, right? Let your family know when you have to study, and make sure you block that time out as well. And you do effective studying, right? Some of us do not know how to study, right? We think that, oh, if we read the text, we're good. No, you got to watch videos, you have to read, you have to take notes, right? And then re listen to it if you don't understand. So make sure it sticks, right? Either teach it to your kids, teach it to your family members, teach it to another nursing student, but make sure you know the information, because the nursing exam is going to be application. So you have to know it in order to apply it. So you'll practice plenty in lab with colleagues. Three 20-minute study sessions with breaks are recommended. Um, and please don't cram. Oh gosh, I always tell nursing students not to cram. And why I say that is because every concept course builds from the last one. So if you guys are in 134, everything that you learned in 134 will build into 138. So they're still going to talk to you about the concept of perfusion, right? Either the exemplar is going to be an ischemic stroke or whatnot, but it's going to go deeper. So you're going to have to delve into that as well. And then we will practice on test taking skills throughout this course. So I realize that you guys have been out of school for a while, and I do have practice tests. I have questions on how to read the stem of the question and other test taking strategies as well that we're going to review. Okay, so learning outcomes. By the end of this module, you should be able to recognize the value of your past experiences, describe how to prepare for a successful transition, compare and contrast roles of LPNs and RNs through the Blackboard discussion forum, and then know the difference between an RN and other members of the healthcare team, and then describe the organizing framework of the nursing practice. And then I do have the PowerPoints attached as well. So make sure you review them and complete your readings. So the PowerPoints will be attached below the micro lectures. And this is what I was saying earlier. There's different learning strategies as an adult. There's different learning techniques. So the 6 assumptions is we need to know why we need to know. How is this important? We want to have a say in what and how we learn, right? Our past experiences are important, what we are learning now. We are problem solvers and use experience, right, as adult learners, and we need to be able to immediately apply what we learn. So application is key. And then we are motivated to learn by problems. So review those theories and see what applies to you, right? Because we're all different. Okay, so um, the chapters from Claywell will be under this micro recording. All right, the next one will be Giddens.